In this video, I flew over 2,500 miles to play in my first USTA tournament as an adult. Okay, fine, I was actually visiting friends and family. At the same time, I did play in this USTA tournament. It was my first tournament, and things got a little bit dramatic and very intense. But more on that later. Anyways, let's get right into the vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys do, be sure to leave a like, as well as comment if you guys have any feedback. And of course, hit that sub button if you guys want to stick around and see more tennis content. December 18th, super foggy weather in the morning at SF. Super early in the morning, super sleep deprived. We got a 5-ish hour flight ahead of me, so I picked up some matcha latte on the way just to get some caffeine in me. I have some trouble sleeping on the plane, so I was hoping to get some work done on videos. Well, I just put on some random movies and then, kind of just blanked out this entire flight. So we are now in Maryland, well, I guess DC, but close enough. Honestly, didn't get a chance to vlog a lot of the trip since I was still a little camera shy. Didn't really want to pull the camera out sometimes, but we'll do better in future videos. Anyways, the tournament is about 10 days, 11 days from now. So excited to get some hitting in, going to try to stay in shape, play as much tennis as I can. Well, you see, things didn't go exactly according to plan. So during the 10 to 11 days leading up to the tournament, I wanted to play a lot of tennis. I wanted to get in shape for a tournament. So I tried scheduling a couple hits, and pretty much this is what happened. Yeah, so during the 10 days leading up to the tournament, I played a total of twice. And one of them was like half a session. If you guys saw my previous video, you guys will know that I am coming off a pretty bad left wrist injury. I haven't really played with a two-hander for 2 weeks, so I was hoping to get some reps in before the tournament. But if I can't get any on-court practice in, I could still get some off-court practice in, right? All jokes aside, although I am pretty competitive, I am trying to win this tournament. I want to play the best I can. It's not really that serious. I spent the last 10 days mostly just hanging out with family, catching up with friends, taking some time off work, and putting a lot of effort into editing videos and coming up with ideas. I would have liked to get some tennis in. I did felt very unprepared coming into the tournament, especially for like backhands and just not really getting reps in before the tournament. So was a little bit unprepared. I signed up for this to get the experience. I wanted to play more tournaments in 2025 and see where I could take my tennis. But that being said, I am pretty competitive. I do want to win this tournament. Even though I wish I was in better shape for this tournament, tennis is supposed to be fun. It's just a hobby. So I'm not too bummed out that I wasn't able to play before the tournament. I'm not too bothered by that fact. I'm just gonna go in, play the best tennis I can, and learn from the experience. So this is supposed to be a fun experience, except in one of the matches, things kind of fell apart on that front. And I will get to that later, but let's get into the first match real quick. My first opponent is Andre. He is a 4'5", very tall guy, hits really hard, big serve, and yeah, this is gonna be a challenge for sure. So let's get right into the match. So yeah, we are playing our first tennis match at JTCC, which is a tennis center that I used to train at as a junior. The camera angle is not the best. I was not able to set up my tripod for this match, and the facility has their own cameras built in to, I guess, record tennis matches, and this was pretty new. They have just set it up. But anyways, I'm gonna add my own graphics in. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit to give you guys a better angle, and yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but regardless, you guys will see a different angle on this channel this time. Benefit of this angle is you get to see everything on the court, and even the next court next to us. I guess that is a positive. Alright, so from the get-go, we are already up 1 game, and then you can see Andre hits pretty darn hard. And one thing about playing in indoor courts is the balls fly a lot faster, and this is something that I quickly learned because I don't typically play in indoor courts. I can't remember the last time I played an actual match in an indoor court. I think it's been like over 5 years since that has happened. But he hits really hard, and definitely not the ideal opponent to get used to the court speed because he really doesn't give me an opportunity to. His balls are coming in fast and heavy, but the silver lining is he does miss balls occasionally. So I think if I just get the ball back to him, 3 or 4 times, if I am able to stay in the rally long enough, he usually typically misses at this point. I think we were both still just trying to warm up. He's given me a couple of unforced errors, so I was able to take the lead pretty early. just once again missing a ball. I think he's just going for too much at this point. So we get up 3 break points in this game. Honestly, I don't think I'm playing all that well. I'm just trying my best to hit the contact points, try to get it into the court, and try to get it, you know, deep enough. And you can see on my forehand wing that I am catching a lot of the balls late, but unfortunately in this game we miss our opportunity to break him. He wins 3 points in a row on his serve, which, by the way, his serve is really good. Definitely a very powerful player, but to be honest, those are the players I like to play against. Maybe not this day. Typically, like if I play against an opponent that hits hard but misses occasionally, I'm able to grind out the match and I'm able to stay solid from the baseline. But the balls are coming in a little bit faster than I'm predicting. My timing isn't really great at this point, so having a little bit of trouble keeping up with him. So I'm just trying really hard to currently adapt to the rhythm and kind of get used to his pace and get used to the faster balls coming in. And by the way, I feel like this higher angle doesn't really do the pace of the ball justice. Just trust me on this. This guy is hitting a lot harder than most of the players I've played recently. So for once, we actually use some strategy rather than brute force to get ourselves out of a bad situation. We open ourselves up to a couple of break points. It is 15-40. So we end up taking this game down. It is 5-2, and we're serving for the set. At this point, I think my level throughout this entire match has been super wishy-washy, having a little bit of trouble chaining a couple of good points together. And serves are something I struggle quite a bit in this match, and you'll see throughout the match, I have a couple of pretty crucial double faults. So I play some good points, some pretty bad points. In this point, I play a little bit of a goofy point. I try to hit a tweener on him, but at the same time, I try to actually direct a tweener down the line. And usually when I hit a tweener, I just kind of smack it and hope it goes in. So that time I actually had some strategy behind it. It didn't really work out. We had a laugh at the net afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, you're not taking this match seriously?" And I told him, I'm definitely taking it seriously. I don't think I had another option during that point. Very nice guy. We were able to talk a little bit during the changeovers, which is pretty rare. We lose that service game. We aren't able to close out the set just yet. Right here, we are looking to break him. We do get a couple of good points in here, but once again, like I said, the level is sometimes up, sometimes down. We drop the first 2 points, but then come back with 2 pretty well played points through coming into the net. You know, once again, just working on my net game, trying to be a little bit more aggressive. So we do in the first set, 6-4, and that service game went by without much conflict. And yeah, so good to take the first set down. Definitely calms the nerves a little bit. And right here, in this set, you guys could see his playstyle shift a little bit. So in this set, he has become a lot more consistent, and he stopped going for Hail Marys every ball. A little bit of a shift, and definitely had a little bit more trouble trying to win points against him in this set. Just stepping up the aggression here in this game a little bit more. I feel like I'm able to take advantage of some weaker balls given to me and finish the point how I want to. Right here at 30-40, Andre's serve, he gets a little bit tight on his forehand side, sprays a ball, and we take a very early break in the second set. Definitely helps calm the nerves a little bit more. So let's see if we can consolidate on that break point and maintain our lead. So I am rushing through the games a little bit. I'm cutting out a lot of points in our match. Since most of our rallies were super short, like one of us will make some just crazy error. So a lot of the points were not really worth showing. I feel like I'm still a little bit shaky. Right here, I go for a down the line shot. A pretty stupid decision in my opinion, because hitting to the highest point of the net was definitely not a smart idea. I think throughout the match, I constantly was trying to just up my pace, try to play aggressive, even though I'm not really feeling the ball all that well. And that ends up making me cause more errors because I'm still trying to play a play style that I'm just not able to play today. I think the best strategy for days like this is just to focus a little bit more on consistency, not go for too much. I should just take some pace off, try to play some more baseline rallies, and try to get my rhythm back because I definitely had no rhythm today. So we are currently down for the first time in this match, even though it's still 2-3, so we aren't technically losing, we are just on serve. You see a lot of rallies in this point just going down the middle. I think both of us at this point realize we are missing a little bit too much. And I finally break away from that rally with a solid backhand to get the point. Hopefully this signifies better things to come for my backhands in this match, but truthfully it doesn't really get much better. I think if I'm just confidently swinging through the backhand, I have a lot more success with it. We managed to tie it up 3-all. It is Andre's serve. And yeah, like I mentioned previously, this guy is way too fast. It takes him like 2 steps to get across the entire court. That drop shot did not work there. He's targeting my backhand a lot on his serves as well, so having a little bit trouble breaking him. Honestly, at this point, I do feel the pressure because we are getting close to the end of the set. I'm not super worried. I feel like I've been losing my focus a bit in previous points. If I could just dial my focus in, I feel like it would be a lot better for me. So same game plan as always. Play a couple balls back to him, try to be consistent, and play balls with decent depth so he can't just run me over, and look for opportunities myself instead of trying to force winners. So yeah, that's the game plan, and let's try to win some games. Very crucial game right there. 2 break points up, and I assume the pressure of the moment causes a double fault, giving us another break in this set. So we are now out 5-4 once again, just trying to close that out. Let's get it. Alrighty, that is the end of the match. Very tight match, and shout out to Andre, super chill guy. And yeah, let's get into day 2. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed that match. I have a little post-match analysis slash recap that I recorded right after the match. I'm just gonna play it right here. I played terrible. And now here is the juicy stuff. So the second match I played got a little bit dramatic at times. And let me tell you the story. Let me set the scene for you guys. So I've been in Maryland for almost 2 weeks by now, and I still haven't fixed my sleep schedules. The match was supposed to be noon. I woke up at like 11:30. So I was already late to wake up. It was like a 25-minute drive to the tennis place. Get dressed, get into the car, drive as fast as I can to the tennis place, and hopefully I don't get defaulted or a penalty for being late. I didn't get any penalty because they were a little bit backlogged, but you know, that kind of just like sets the scene for the day because already like super nervous, very messy morning. In this match, I play actually probably one of the strongest players in the field. This guy is a very solid player. I think he's a UTR 8, and he played at some college. I'm not sure which college, but he did play college tennis. I think this is probably the highest level opponent throughout this tournament. The expectations for this match were pretty high. I really wanted to play better than I did the day before. Luckily, I did play better, not to the level I wanted to, but the match was ridiculously close. All right, so let's get into the match. Unfortunately, I was not able to record, so he actually allowed me to record. He was okay with it. The tournament director was not okay with it, so I wasn't able to set up a tripod. I wasn't able to get footage of the match. I did get some shots of it from the side. My parents were watching the match. I just want to quickly mention that that was a little bit nerve-wracking, but anyways, I wasn't able to record the match. I really wish I did, because towards the end there was a big argument at the net, and I really wanted to get that on camera, not just for the content, but because the whole situation was a little bit ridiculous. Let's start with the beginning of the match. So this player, he's a very good player. Imagine the guy I played yesterday, except he makes all his shots. He's able to construct a point. He is a very strong baseliner. So I had a little struggle in the beginning trying to deal with his shots, but I tried to stay as steady as I could. And overall, I think I was consistent enough to be able to win a lot of points off of my consistency, even though I still wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be. I took a pretty early lead, so I broke him at 2-1, so now it's 3-1. I held my serve, 4-1, and then now it's his serve. He's serving at 4-1. So here is where things start getting a little bit intense. So throughout the entire match, he had small moments where he was like not pleased with the line call. He will look towards the line judge, and then the line judge will agree with my call, and then the play will continue. So no big deal, nothing, just nothing out of the ordinary. This stuff happens all the time. And also, by the way, like, I try to make line calls generously. I would never call a ball that's like close out. It is 4-1. He is serving, and it is 15-40. So I have 2 break points, and if I win this game, it is going to be 5-1, and I'm going to be serving to close out the first set. This is a pretty important point here, and I was actually able to get this on camera. All right, I've been talking for like 20 minutes. I'm going to take a drink. Not sponsored, but this stuff, so good. So he hits the first serve, and it's long. You can see on the camera it's long, and I put up a hand in my finger, and I don't call it verbally, but instantly after my ball lands, I tell him that his serve was out, except he doesn't hear my call, and then he passes the ball to me. So he thinks he lost the point and he lost the game because of it, so he's passing the ball to me to serve. So I was like, that would not be fair for him if I like just took that point. So let's just redo the point. Like, you could take 2 serves. That's probably the most fair option to go with. So like, I don't know how he took it, but he looked a little bit angry. He starts talking to the line judge, and I'm not really able to hear what they're saying. I'm a little bit far, and it's very loud in the indoor courts. So the line judge says something like, oh, if he played it, then it is my point, I guess, because he didn't hear my call. I think at that point I was like, there's no way I'm taking that point, because it just didn't sit right with me. I think I would be bothered by it the entire match, and then he would obviously be bothered. He's already bothered by it. The vibes were already like a little bit intense. That would just like ruin it. So I'm like, just take 2 serves. And then I think maybe it's because it's against the rules. He said like he can't take a first serve, so he ended up just taking a second serve anyways. I still don't really know the rule behind it. I'm not allowed to give him two serves. I don't know. I didn't take the point. We replayed the point. I ended up losing that game, so a little bit unfortunate. We would have been up 5-1, but that's besides the point. At that point, I lose like 3 games in a row, so I'm down 4-5. I had to come back 3 games in a row to win that set. I think throughout the entire match, my level has been like up, down the entire time, and his level was pretty steady. The second set, more of the same thing, and he would target my backhand quite a bit. So my backhand was not really good that day, but because I haven't really practiced a two-hander for like almost 3 weeks already, it was a little bit rusty, so I wasn't really confident in like driving with it. Every time I tried to hit hard with it, it would like fly. So just didn't really have a feel on my backhand side, and he recognized that. So like 70 to 80% of his shots were going to my backhand side. But I stayed in the rallies. I was just kind of using his pace. So second set, we actually get off very early break, if I remember correctly, and then we obviously throw that break away. So it is now 4-all. I think this is where I hit a physical wall. I think I might have mentioned this in the previous match. I feel heavy. Like, I don't think I ate that much food. I don't think I gained that much weight from my parents feeding me. I felt really heavy on the court. So I felt super out of breath. The indoor courts were a little bit like, it felt a little bit claustrophobic because like the air was like very musty. It smelled like tennis balls, which is not a bad smell, honestly. So I lose the next 2 games. So the score is 7-5, 4-6. And then we start our third set. So before we get into the third set, let me quickly mention this was the most nervous I felt playing a match ever. For some reason, I don't really deal with anxiety well. I think leading up to the match, the whole like morning waking up late, having to rush, like worrying about getting defaulted or like penalized, I felt a little bit more pressure winning this match because one, it wasn't on camera, so I felt like if I didn't get this recording, then I would have wasted my time there. I think that's stupid, honestly. But I really just felt like I needed to get this win so I could record the next match, or at least play the next match on one of the courts with the cameras. That just added to like the intensity and the pressure of the moment. So third set, I lost the first point. I won the next one, so we were pretty close. And then I lost the next one, 2-1, and then I win one more. So the score was 2-2. And this is very important because I get those 2 points and then I lose 6 in a row. Did one side switch already, right? We played 10 points. It is 2-8. He is serving on a deuce side. So he's been slicing out wide on his forehand serve quite a bit. And I noticed this, so I was expecting in my head, okay, this time he's probably gonna slice it. But anyways, I just had that in my head, that he was gonna serve out wide on a deuce side. He does, and then I somehow win the point. So he tosses the ball to me on my side for me to serve, which makes sense, right? 3-8, my serve. I get one serve before we switch sides. And then he says it's 9-3. That's where I walk up to the net. We have a little exchange that turns into the big exchange, and then everyone, the line judges get involved. So he thinks the score is 9-3, even though he passed me the ball, and we're serving on the ad side right now, right? Because he just served on the deuce side. He already served twice. It is my serve. The score has to be odd. But obviously, like, he thinks he has 9 points, and I believe him on that. I don't think he's cheating me. I think he actually genuinely just like forgot in the moment. But that doesn't make any sense because I think at this point we both agreed that at a certain point it was 2-all. So we both agreed on that front. And then now the argument became, okay, did he serve once or twice? I think he changed his mind because he was tossing the ball over to my side. So that part is pretty important because he tossed the ball over to me because he knew it was going to be my serve. But he's backtracking now and saying that he only served once and he was tossing the ball to the other side because he thought we were switching sides and it was 9-3. So that's where like it gets a little bit tricky for me because now it's my word against him. And I am 100% certain that he served twice already. That just felt like he was backtracking. Remember, he passed the ball over to my side, right? So now he's saying he passed the ball over to my side because, he was just passing the ball to the other side. He was trying to serve on that side. See, now that makes sense, but like at the same time, why wouldn't he just like walk over with the 3 balls in his pocket? So he took the effort to just pass it to the other side when he could have just kept it in his pocket. I don't know. I mean, that sounds a little bit BS to me. Like, that's not too important. I just felt like pointing that out. So we got the official line judge involved. After like 10 minutes, he finally conceded. It was 3-8. One thing that really pissed me off was he said, "I wish we had a line judge from the very beginning so this stuff doesn't happen, because I knew this was gonna happen." That's what he said. Which, like, essentially he's like trying to make me out to be a cheater, which like just pissed me off a little bit more. So yeah, and I think this entire time I was just laughing, like ironically to myself, because it's 8-3. He's 2 points away from winning. He's up quite a bit. I'm frustrated with the way I'm playing. I'm frustrated at the situation, and honestly at this point, I could not care less if I won or lose. He conceded. It was 3-8. I served. I won that point. So now it's 4-8, and I lose the next point. So now it's 4-9. I have to win 5 points in a row to save match points. And at this point, I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna go full lockdown mode. I'm gonna be as consistent as I can. He's also like in lockdown mode as well. He's not really going for anything. We're just both like grinding these points out. Rallies going over 10 balls at least. So starting from 4-9, it is his serve. I have to break his serve twice, which I do. So it is now 6-9. I hold both my serves. So now it's now 8-9, and it's his serve once again. And this time, the entire time, the line judge was keeping score. So we couldn't get anything wrong. So it is 8-9. At 8-9, it is his serve again. And he gets his pretty good serve off. I return it back just enough. And then he was very out of position. He lobs the ball up for me. So I'm able to finish it. I have a very easy approach shot. Don't get into the net. I couldn't care less. I did try. I tried as hard as I could to win the match. I think just on that day, you know, it could have went either way. It was super close. It ended up being 8-10 in the third set tiebreak. Had many opportunities. I felt like if I was just playing, you know, at a normal level, this wouldn't have happened. It would have been a different match for sure. But I do have a lot to work on, and I think that's the main thing. Just like learning from this experience. So overall, my first USTA tournament experience was not that fun. I got into an argument with my opponent. I felt like I didn't play the way I wanted to play, which is fine. I mean, that's part of tennis. You're not going to be happy with the way you play all the time. Since then, you know, I've been practicing a lot. Looking forward to signing up for more tournaments in 2025. Ooh, actually, I managed to get one more hit off with one of my friends who played in Division 2 or 3 tennis, and he is the #1 5-0 player in doubles in the Mid-Atlantic region. And we played 2 matches in one session, so it was a lot of tennis. So those videos will be out soon enough, and I think in those videos I played some of my better tennis in quite a bit, so was pretty happy with the way I played. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and a comment. Very bummed that I did not get any footage, because I would have loved to record that whole interaction, that argument, because it was just ridiculous. I just wish I got it on camera. This was my first adult tennis tournament experience. Was definitely an experience for sure. But anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.